guys? It's your boy Sean. Welcome back to the TSOD channel. I'm back with another exciting episode for you. And today we're focusing all on push-ups. All right, this episode is focused all on push-ups. Basically, I've been wanting to do a military prep, law enforcement academy prep series for a hot minute. Finally got around to planning it out, and this is the very first episode, so you're not gonna wanna miss it. You're gonna wanna stick around to the end. I guarantee you're gonna learn something when it comes to push-ups in this video. So I'll see you right after the intro. Okay guys, welcome back to the channel, and you're probably wondering why you should even be doing push-ups, all right? Push-ups are one of the easiest and oldest exercises out there, and this video is kind of geared more towards, if you're looking to join the military, or if you're looking to get into law enforcement, whether that be federal or local law enforcement, or if you're just trying to, get your mind, your body right for 2025 and get into better shape. That's what this video is going to cover, and we're focusing on push-ups today. So, you're probably asking yourself, what type of push-ups should I even be focused on training to? Well, I would say there's probably four, basic types that everybody's done, for a hot minute, and a lot of these different services and law enforcement agencies, academies, you're gonna do push-ups at some point in time. I don't know when it's gonna be, but I can guarantee you, your drill sergeant, drill instructor, you're gonna be on your face doing push-ups at some point. So you probably wanna know how to do them, more efficiently, right? So that's what we're gonna be focused on. So number one, probably the first and the default push-up style, the one that's most known, is the military push-up, all right? It's very, very simple, but there are ways to do it, I would say, more efficiently, all right? So you can actually, get more reps in, get more sets in, and just overall have better form, better efficiency when it comes to doing this style of push-up. So let's focus on military push-up first. So the military push-up starts out very, very basic. I'm just really gonna get into the basic position right here. You got your arms out in front of you, kind of underneath your body. Your legs are out behind you. Now notice something on my legs here. With my legs, you can either keep them together, right, with your heels and your toes touching. Depending on what service or what academy you're going to, they may have specific rules on how your body is positioned. So just make sure you actually do some research for what agency or what branch you're trying to join, and focus on reading through their order or their manual on exactly how to do the perfect form. So I'm just gonna be talking in generalities here for this video, but let's get back into the military or strict style of push-up. So it's basically gonna start here, probably with your knees on the ground, and to contrary belief, a lot of people think that the push-up position, will start here, and for some, it might actually start in the down position with your chest all the way down, feet straight behind you, legs out to your side. Notice that with the military style push-up, I'm not doing, I'm not having my arms way out here, very, very wide or anything like that. I'm not having my hands close together in the diamond position. We're gonna talk about that later in the video. We're just focusing on the military or strict style of push-up right now. So I'm down here, all the way down, chest to the ground, everything's nice and flat and straight. And then for a lot of the services, the starting position for that push-up is in the front leaning rest, all right? This is what the front leaning rest looks like. Now notice how my body's nice and straight, just like this. My neck isn't turned all the way up or down. My back is nice and straight as well. My legs are straight. My knees aren't bent like this, or my butt's not up in the air, right? I would say the general, proper position to do this, the military style push-up, is in a front leaning rest with a nice straight, body, legs nice and straight, just like this, looking straight forward, all right? So that drill sergeant, that drill instructor is probably gonna, tell you to be in the front leaning rest. all right? And he's gonna say, ready, begin. Just gonna go all the way down, right, till that chest touches, and then all the way up. That is 1 repetition, all right? All the way down, all the way up, 2, just like that. And that's, you know, that's the most basic form of the military or strict style of push-up. Again, notice how my arms weren't way out, you know, to my side, just like this. Another thing about this specific style of push-up is that it's probably one of the most efficient, all right? Basically come all the way down, and then you wanna extend those arms all the way out. So if you kind of go like this, get the arms, I don't know, not all the way locked out, it's probably not gonna count, guys, okay? So just be aware of that. Most people, when they're testing you out on these physical fitness tests, they're really gonna be looking for the form. And you know, you could do 1, 2, 3, 5, whatever, and it just not get counted. And I know some of you out there are probably watching this video, you've been in the military, been in law enforcement, you've been wherever, and you have been tested, you know, on a fitness test, and some of those may not have counted, right? And it's kind of like a he said, she said, you know, their perspective on whether or not you did the correct form to rate or earn that particular repetition. So we've all seen it, but I'm just trying to help you guys out to be a little bit more efficient and make every single one of those push-ups count. So that is the military or strict style. The next one that we're gonna go into is the wide arm, okay? The wide arm is just as it says. You have like a wide stance, all right, just like this. We'll get back into almost that military or strict style, but notice how my arms are a lot wider. They're not, you know, directly shoulder width apart. They're a little bit wider. And again, I'm gonna start in that front leaning rest position. Notice with me personally, I like to have my feet, you know, just a little bit apart, maybe about anywhere from 4 to 6 inches. But again, for your specific service, for your academy, look through that specific order or the rules on exactly how your body needs to be positioned for it to count. So let's get into the wide position. As you can see here, you're gonna hear ready. Basically just come up like that. Notice how my back is nice and straight, okay? My legs, they're not, again, they're not bent. My back's not way down here. You know, my butt's not way up in the air. That's probably not gonna count, guys. So the wide arm, just like this, go down, touch your chest to the ground there, and back up, okay? 1, up, all the way up, 1, down, up, 2, down, up, 3, down, up, 4, just like that, okay? That's the wide arm. Now, I would say that a lot of agencies, a lot of branches, they generally don't test out on wide arm push-up. For me personally, wide arm push-ups, I use them to kind of train up to get ready for that physical fitness test. The wide arm, I would say it focuses more on the triceps, a little bit of like the deltoids area right here, the traps, and every one of these styles that I'm gonna talk to you guys about today focuses on a little bit of ab or core muscles. Also with the legs too, right? The glutes, the hamstrings, all of those specific muscle groups are gonna be worked when it comes to push-ups. So it's a full body workout, 100%. So that is a wide arm. Again, you know, pluses and minuses. The military style, in my opinion, focuses a lot more on the biceps, a little bit on the triceps, definitely in the forearms a little bit more as well. But this next push-up style that I'm gonna talk about right now is definitely gonna focus on those forearms. So if you wanna get those forearms nice and huge, same thing with the triceps, let's focus on the third push-up style, and that is the diamond push-up style, all right? You may have heard of it, you may have seen it. We're gonna focus on it right now and show you exactly how to do this the right way. So with the diamond style of push-ups, it's just like it says. Basically want to form a triangle or a diamond in a sense, either triangle, diamond, however you want to do it, just like this. That diamond is going to go basically right underneath your chest, Just like how you got into that starting position in the other ones that I showed you a couple minutes ago. It's just right underneath you, just like this. You're gonna kind of flare those arms out just a little bit. The biceps, triceps out just a little bit. And again, you're gonna go into that front leaning rest position, and then you're just gonna come down, all right? Touch that chest to your hands, back up. That's 1 repetition, all right? Down, back up, 2. Down, back up, 3, okay? Diamond position, again, really works the forearms, works the triceps too, traps, the whole 9 yards. They're all great push-up techniques. You really just gotta figure out which one is gonna work best for you, but most importantly, which one you're actually gonna be tested out on whatever particular thing or agency or military branch that you're applying to, okay? All right, so the last one is a little bit newer. It's one that I'm really not used to doing, and it's one that the Army has actually been incorporating into its combat fitness test, which is the hand release push-up. Me personally, I really don't know or understand the benefit of the hand release push-up, but we're gonna do it anyway, just so you can see it and understand that depending on what you're applying for, you might actually have to demonstrate this, all right? So, hand release push-up, it looks and feels just like the military push-up, but I'll show you exactly what you're gonna be doing that's a little bit different. So we're gonna come into the front leaning rest position here with eyes forward. We're gonna come down, all right? And then from there, you're basically gonna release release your hands, put them out to your side, and come back up, all the way up, come down, release, come back to your sides, back up. Again, I haven't done these much. I don't know, not a huge fan. Just kind of seems like a waste of time. And speaking of time, you're gonna be timed on any one of these fitness tests, or at least to my knowledge. And we'll go over a lot of the services as well as different agencies, physical fitness tests. We'll just briefly talk through them real quick so you can see. But most of the time, there are time limits associated with them, okay? So we touched on form and efficiency just a little bit, but I really want to reiterate the form piece. And again, if you don't have the right form, you don't demonstrate the push-up correctly, it's not gonna count, guys. It really is not. And the efficiency part of it, right? So I'm gonna go back to the military style of push-up, and let's kind of focus on efficiency. Now, when you're doing these push-ups, don't waste a lot of time on that down position, all right? You could almost do it efficiently to the point where you get almost a little bit of a bounce on your chest and your back up versus like, down, then up. You're wasting time. You may only have 1 to 2 minutes to do these, so don't waste a lot of time. Utilize that efficiency in this military style of push-up. Depending on how tight you keep your arms and your biceps to your body, you can really use a lot of your biceps to do the heavy lifting for you, all right? Again, just down, up, just like that. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to efficiency. All right, so now that we've talked about the different styles, we've talked about form and how to do that, efficiency, let's talk about the training plan, because that is key, guys. The schedule, the plan that you build out, that is gonna set you up for success on how much progress you actually make, okay? So come up with a schedule, make it realistic, and make it make sense for you, and start out with the basics, all right? That is number one. That's one of my best tips and advice to you, is start out with the basics, okay? Whether it's, daily push-ups, you can start out with, a daily amount of, 50 push-ups or 20 push-ups, whatever it is, based on your body type and where you're at in your process for getting better at push-ups. It could be weekly, it could be in between the week. Let's say you wanna do, you wanna do 1,000 push-ups. You can mix it up. You can do 100, one day, 300 another day, 400 the other day, whatever that gets you to your goal for whatever you're trying to do. But definitely come up with a plan, because If you're just like, hey, I'm gonna do 10 push-ups today, and then a week later, I'm gonna do another 10, you may not make very much progress, all right? I don't know. You can also create little like challenges with your friends, your buddies, your family members, whatever, or even there's apps out there that will build out a daily schedule for you to where you have to meet those goals. Whether it may be 50 push-ups or whatever, that's what it's gonna set out for you, and hopefully you actually work toward those goals, whatever it may be. Okay, one of the next things I wanna talk about is reps versus sets. All right, if you don't know what that is, I'll explain it in probably the easiest way that I can. A repetition is basically performing that exercise. One repetition is standing in the front leaning rest, right? The start position. I go down, up. That is 1 rep. Down, up, 2 reps. Down, up, 3 reps. Just like that. Now, when it comes to sets are how many times you do those reps, all right? So let's say if I'm doing 20 repetitions, 20 reps, and I'm doing either 3 sets, that's 60 push-ups, right? 3 times 20, 60, or I'm doing it 5 sets, so I'm doing 100. That is the easiest way that I can explain it. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Repetitions are different from sets. Repetitions are however many you do in that specific time frame that you're doing the exercise. The sets are how many times you do the repetitions. I'll leave it at that, guys. Next thing I want to talk about is, guys, do some research, all right? See what your military service or your academy, PT, physical fitness test standards are, all right? There doesn't make a whole lot of sense for you to be doing wide arm or diamond push-ups or hand release push-ups if that's not what your specific agency or service is going to test you out on. You might as well invest that time and energy and form into exactly what you're going to be tested out on, master that, but also incorporate some of the other styles of push-ups that I mentioned to you. Okay, so earlier I mentioned I was going to cover a lot of those services, branches, agencies, and their physical fitness tests. So that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. All right, so for the Army, U.S. Army Combat Fitness Test, basically it entails 3 repetition maximum deadlift, MDL, and oh, by the way, don't quote me on these because I know the services are always changing their fitness tests, standards, and exercises, but as of today, as I'm reading it, this should be good to go. All right, 3 repetition maximum deadlift, MDL, standing power throw, hand release push-up. All right, so that's where we talked about the hand release push-up, the sprint, drag, carry, plank, and then a 2-mile run. So that's for the Army Combat Fitness Test. Okay, so now for the Marine Corps. Marine Corps has 2 tests, the physical fitness test, the PFT as it's known by, which entails pull-ups, push-ups, either one, abdominal crunches or plank, a 3-mile run. Now for the Marine Corps CFT or combat fitness test, we've got a movement to contact, which is an 880-yard sprint, ammunition lift, repetition lifting a 30-pound ammunition can, maneuver under fire, a 300-yard course combining various combat-related tasks. Next up is the U.S. Navy, their physical readiness test, or the PRT. PRT consists of cardio exercise. Options include a 1.5-mile run, 500-yard swim, or alternative cardio exercises like rowing or biking. Also has push-ups in there for the Navy. And then we got the plank, which assesses a core strength. U.S. Air Force Physical Fitness Assessment, PFA. The PFA consists of an aerobic component, typically a 1.5-mile run to measure cardiovascular endurance. Next, we got muscular strength components, which includes push-ups, just covered that, performed within a 1-minute time frame. We also have sit-ups for the U.S. Air Force, completed within 1 minute. Next is the U.S. Space Force. Didn't really find specifics on their fitness test, but I'm sure they have fitness standards, right? I would hope so. Yep. All right, next up is the FBI, their physical fitness test, or their PFT, which includes sit-ups, 300-meter sprint, push-ups, maximum number of continuous push-ups, untimed. Say what? 1.5-mile run, pull-ups, maximum number of continuous pull-ups. Yep. And then lastly, we have the LAPD and their physical fitness qualifier. Qualifier consists of sit-ups, 300-meter sprint, push-ups, and a 1.5-mile run. So there you have it. All of the major services, branches, academies, law enforcement units out there, their physical fitness standards. So best thing to do is figure out what you're applying for and focus on nailing that specific workout. Cool? Let's talk about injury prevention and recovery, because this is a big one. So pay attention to this. When it comes to injury prevention, for me at least, with my military career, you want to do something called dynamic warm-ups, even non-military. Anytime you're doing any sort of physical exercise where you're exerting a lot of energy, you're using a lot of muscle groups, I would highly advise that you do a dynamic warm-up. Now this helps those muscles really kind of stretch. It helps extra blood flow get to it, and it warms up those muscles to get ready for that exercise that you're gonna do. Now specifically for push-ups, here are a couple dynamic warm-up exercises that you guys can do. All right, one of them is really simple. It's called, arm circles, right? Just as the name says, arm circles. You're really kind of warming up those shoulder muscles, because you're gonna be working those shoulders a ton as you're doing those push-ups, right? So almost like bench press, you definitely don't wanna do some arm circles. You can also do shoulder rolls, all right? So just letting your arms hang, and you can do, 10 reps, right? We're talking about reps now versus sets. So I can do 10 reps of a forward shoulder roll, 10 reps of a backward shoulder roll. I can do arm swings, all right? Arm swings, I love these. I love these for doing pull-ups. I love these for doing push-ups. I love these for bench. Arm swings are great. It really stretches out those muscles in the shoulder area, gets the blood flowing. There's also wrist circles, again, forward, backward, just like that. Those are just some very, very basic ones. I'm sure there's a ton of other ones. There's probably a dozen other dynamic warm-up exercises that you can do. And I highly advise, I highly recommend that you guys do them prior to or before you guys get into any sort of workout. But also, whenever you complete it, whenever you finish a high-intensity workout, you should do some type of cool-down stretch. Something very similar, just like an arm stretch. All right, arm stretch off to the side, hold it for a couple seconds. Things like that will definitely help you out post-workout to help prevent injury and recover a little bit better. Now on the recovery side too, you also want to give yourself time to recover. Now if you're trying to just, go right into this thing and go max out to, something crazy like 500 push-ups in one day just starting out, you're probably gonna hurt yourself, right? You're probably gonna be more prone to injury. So again, that's where that plan, that strategy comes out with that crawl, walk, run approach. Starting out very basic and ramping up over time as your body gets used to it, or you run the risk of hurting yourself. Like, real talk here, guys. So recovery piece, when it comes to injuries, if you have any type of injury currently that is affected by one of those muscle groups that you're gonna be using for push-ups, I would say take it very, very easy, take it lightly. There are alternative exercises that you can do that will help focus on a lot of these muscle groups, but not potentially re-injure and permanently injure that muscle that you already had the injury going into it with. So just be careful. That is, that's my advice to you guys. And then ultimately, guys, just stay motivated, right? Stay dedicated to your process, stay dedicated to your goal. Don't quit, all right? The results will come with time, all right? It takes a lot of time and energy and investment to build up and to be able to, have that level of endurance or that strength to do a ton of push-ups. Most people, they don't just magically start out doing, a ton of push-ups. For me, prior to going to boot camp many moons ago, and let's be honest, guys, like I'm almost 40 years old, all right? But I have maintained my level of physical fitness that has allowed me to carry on later on into life, all right? So it will come with time. You gotta put in the work. You gotta do maintenance exercises, maintenance workouts, all right, to keep you going along. But biggest thing is don't get discouraged. Continue to put that work in, have a plan, and just do it. Just start. Because if all you do is just think about it, it's never gonna happen. You're never gonna get the results that you want. So put the time and energy into it, and I guarantee you, you're gonna make some sort of progress. You're gonna meet success in some type of way. So my best advice to you guys as I kind of close out this short video is, put the work in, but at the same time, if you're injured or if you have an injury currently, take it easy, consult your doctor, make sure it's right for you. But if you don't have any injuries, I would say just get after it. Utilize one of the techniques that I just showed you guys, whether it's the military style of push-up, the wide arm, the diamond, hand release, use them all. And just get out there and just start working it out. And you're gonna see those results. I guarantee you'll see the results. So appreciate you guys tuning in to the TSOD channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Also, head on over to the TSOD shop at tsodshop.com. Check out the merch. The new tank tops are in, as well as the TSOD hats and much, much more. I will see you guys next time on the TSOD channel. Peace.